Hi, today we're gonna see how we can disable the billing on a Google Cloud Platform project. So first, a little introduction about Google Cloud Platform. It's a platform where there's several cloud services that are available, such as database management, function triggers, pub subtopics, application hosting. There's really plenty of things that go from hosting an application to having more computation power for like machine learning purposes, for example. You can do plenty of things on Google Cloud Platform, and so for all of these services, there exist three tiers of usage. That means you can use this service as like for this specific amount, and then above that you start paying for the actual service. So today we're gonna see how to programmatically disable a project and the services that are inside the project. And why programmatically? Because if it's not done programmatically, that means you're going to receive a notification, an email, for example, that says, this project has been using, let's say, $20, and you want to limit it at $10 a month. Well, you've exceeded your budget, and you still have to go in Google Cloud Platform to disable manually the project or the functions that are running and the services that are running in the project. So it's quite handy to be able to set up a budget and disable programmatically the billing on the project according to where you are on your budget. So we'll do that from scratch. Although we are not going to create the first step when you create a Google Cloud account, which is the billing account, because I've been doing it too much recently, and now it requires 48 hours verification from Google for me to create a billing account. So assuming you have a billing account, we can dive directly in the console, and we're going to create a new project. So you would create a new project like this, give it a name, and you would create it. Now, I'm limited for the amount of project that I have in a billing account, or that are associated with a billing account. So I'm just going to use a project that I already have created that's empty, and it's called Cloud Billing Account. Right, so that's the project we're going to use. Now, what we want to do is go to Billing and create our first budget that is going to be linked with this project. So we go to Billing and Budget and Alerts, and we create a new budget. We want it monthly, and we are going to call it disable billing. Or actually, what's smart is to call it the same as our project, because it's the budget for our project. So it's going to be budget, and then it's Cloud Billing Management. So budget, Cloud Billing Management. Right, we want it monthly, and here we select the project, so it's for this project. We want the discounts if we have them, and then we go next, and we set up the amount of our budget for the purpose of this video. We'll select €1, and here we have the thresholds at which we're going to receive the notifications for our budget. Let's say this one, it's going to trigger when we reach 50 cents of expense. This one 90, and this is 100% of our budget, so it's €1. So we can keep it like that, but you can set whichever ones you like. You can add them or delete some here. But what's important is that we still want to receive the emails saying we've disabled or you've reached that budget. But we most importantly want to connect to a pub subtopic. And that pub subtopic, we're going to create it in our project, Cloud Billing Management, and we create a topic. And we're going to call it budget notifications. And we create the topic. So far what we have is a budget that's related to our project, and that budget is going to send notifications automatically to a pub subtopic. That's kind of the box where everything interacts with the pub subtopic. Everything that's in the project interacts with that pub subtopic, and so we'll want now to link that with a Google Cloud function that is going to actually trigger the billing API and disable the billing on that project. Right, so we can finish that. Very well, and now we are in our Cloud Billing Management, and we go to PubSub. And we see that we have our PubSub topic that's linked to our budget. Very good. So now we want to create the function that's actually going to programmatically disable the billing. So we go to functions, always in the same project here. To create a function. And we are going to call that function disable billing. Right, and we want to choose the trigger PubSub, right? Now we select the PubSub topic we've just created. And now for that function to trigger, depending on your runtime, so my runtime, it's gonna be Python 3.9. So for that runtime, I need to add the runtime environment variable that says when the function triggers, you want to disable the billing for a project, yes, but which project? And we have to set that in the runtime environment variable that the project we want to disable is that specific project, Cloud Billing Management. And so to do that, we refer to that page of examples of automated cost controls on Google that I'm going to link in the description. And we look for environment variables, and that's the environment variable that we're going to be interested in. So it's GCP project up, and here we want to specify the ID of our project, which is for me cloud billing management. Right. We set that value here. Click save here and next. So we also need to enable the cloud build API. So we'll go ahead and do that. Simple. Just enable it. Right, and while this is being enabled, here we select, that's where we select our runtime. And I said we were going to select Python 3.9, so we select it. Here is the core of our function, the main that's going to be executed by the function. And what we want to implement in there is the code that's going to disable programmatically the billing, and that we can find here, right? Always on that same guide. So that's the code we want to implement, and here we are. We copy. Very important is to replace here the function that's going to be triggered. So we want to trigger stop billing here, and we also want to add the requirements that are needed. So we do that, right? And everything seems to be nice, so we can now deploy it. Now, while we are waiting for the function to be deployed, we also need to enable, like we just enabled the build API, we need to enable the billing API for our function to actually be able to disable the billing. So billing API, right? And we want to enable it for that project. Okay, all good. That worked. This is being deployed still. And what we still need to do is actually give the permission to that function to trigger, to, like, one thing is to call the billing API, and the other thing is to actually have the permission to do it and to disable the billing. So what we're going to do is to give the permission to our function to disable the billing. And for that we'll need to have its ID, so we need to have it deployed. But what we can do is prepare for that, and go to the billing and account management. Right, and we want to add a principal, which is kind of like a user, and that's where we are going to put the ID of our function, and we will want to give it the role of billing account administrator. Right, so let's see if, oh yeah, okay, it's been deployed, very good. So let's see its ID. Go in details. And just as a little parenthesis, I'm going to delete all of this after this video, so I won't have any sensitive information that's out there, or that can, you know, someone could trigger the function from outside, or yeah. So I'm going to, yeah, like delete everything after the video. Here, that's the ID that we want, the service account, and that we are going to pass here. So basically this says that function is going to have the permission of the billing account administrator. And we save that. The policy has been updated very well. Now everything is set up and should be working. So what we want to be doing is go and check if the billing is actually enabled for that project, then trigger the function and see if the billing is disabled after we've triggered the function. So first let's see if the billing is enabled. We go to billing, then my project. All right, it's here. Okay, so yeah, in billing and then billing management, go to my project, and we see here that appears the cloud billing management is here, and the action we can do is disable the billing. So that means the billing is actually enabled, and we'll come back here after we've triggered the function. So how do we trigger the function? We go to our pub sub topic, and we are going to feint that the budget has been exceeded, right? Exceeded. And so to do that, we go here and we select a sample of code that's going to be test your cloud function here. That's the code we are looking for. And what this is it's a sample that is kind of the template of the notification that our budget is going to send to the pub sub when the threshold is exceeded, when the budget is exceeded. So budget sends to pub sub, that's the kind of message it's going to send, and then listening to the pub sub topic is our function, and so we'll post that in the pub sub and see if it triggers our function and if our function actually disables the billing on the whole project. So let's do that. For that we need to go to so still in our project we go to pub sub. I clicked on the pub sub topic and I go down in messages, publish a message, right, and I copy paste that information. It says here it has exceeded by 1 cent the budget that's been set in the message. We publish it, and now we go to our function in the logs, and we see if the function has been triggered. So far it's been created, yes. And we see that it's been triggered right there at minute 9. Yeah, that's it. And it says disable billing and billing disabled. Very good. So it seems to have worked if we trust the logs, but now we want to have a check and go back to our project and the billing, and we will refresh that page and see if the cloud billing management project has actually been the billing for that project has been disabled. So we refresh. And yeah, we see that the billing has been disabled for that project, and so that works. So this is one way of disabling programmatically the billing on a Google Cloud project. What it does, it could, all what we've done in this video, all of what we've done in this video is we did it through the Google Cloud interface, but we can also do all of this programmatically. If you want to use Python or Node.js, you can use the gcloud package and create your project programmatically. Create the pub subtopics, the function, everything you can do programmatically. But I felt like it was a better explanation if I would show what actually happens, and you can see the results through the Google Cloud platform interface. So hopefully that's been helpful to you, and I wish you a very good day. Goodbye.